Yay.
Alright, I'm apparently recording now.
Yay.
Welcome.
Holla at you, boy. Holla at you, boy.
Well done, well done. For those of you not in the know, as in everyone, is my microphone even, like, right now?
Yes.
Hang on a second. It's
We
a
can
little
hear you.
louder than- Well, no, I know, but it's lit up all the time. Maybe that just happens when it's recording. Does that just happen when it's recording?
No. Oh, it turned off.
Oh, now it did. Well, it didn't before. I think I had it, like, just over the threshold where it was doing that. Anyway, I read with these guys, well, not specifically these guys, but this group of people, friends and whatnot. On occasion we read fanfics and stuff. Usually we try to seek out bad fanfics. And I have not gotten off my ass and done anything related to this whole Brony Mike Reads thing that I did once and tried to do a couple of other times but didn't actually upload anything for forever. So I figure, you know what, whatever, I'll just mix it with the standard readings and horn in on James Winsterton's territory where he usually uploads these somewhere. But I'll do it
I don't
on
upload
my
them
channel.
anywhere, man.
What?
I only upload them to I upload them to a place and then send the file around to everyone so that anyone who missed the readings can get them. I don't upload them like for general viewing.
Okay, yeah. So these are the public ones where we're going to publicly criticize and ridicule your fanfic.
Yay.
That's kind of mean.
No, and we're not actually. This one I'm actually gonna try to give some crazy respect for because it is the great and powerful Trixie falls in love with a pine cone by Angelo from Below. And this is called Chapter 1, though the fanfic says that it's complete, so it's the only chapter, I think.
It's a one shot.
It's a one-shot.
It's a one-shot, but it still says Chapter 1.
Yeah!
It's like 8,000 words. So anyway, how this goes, I'm currently going to be narrating. On occasion, we might have someone else narrating, and I do some voices and stuff. Usually, I'll try to get some Brady Mike involvement if I'm uploading something from one of these readings onto the channel. Also, we might have occasional little comments here and there. Usually about grammar, because we're nitpicky like that, but it'll mostly just be responses and stuff. And if nothing, then that means that we're enjoying it, and it's all good. And yeah.
You know, when you talk to the audience, you ramble like 3 times as much as you do when you're talking to people normally.
Yeah!
It's true.
Because I'm trying to get all the info out there. And it's a problem because I wind up trying to cover all my bases. Like
Apparently you
At
also
once.
transform in Shatner.
Like if I was a clone sports team playing baseball,
Can't be in 3 places on
I'm covering all my bases.
even those 4 bases, so...
The great and powerful Trixie falls in love with a pine cone. Chapter 1. Trixie ran into the night, smiling to herself as a rush of adrenaline washed over her. Not only had she just stared death in the face and survived, she had also escaped with her reputation intact. Earlier that day, she had performed a show in a backwater town called Ponyville. Once again, it had been a master class in shooting down hecklers. She chuckled. These gigs wouldn't be half as much fun if it wasn't for the arrogance of other ponies, foolishly stepping forward to challenge her. Yes, Jeremy Gibson, you have a good point. Sorry I mentioned that adrenaline ends in an E. But whatever. Foolishly stepping forward to challenge her. The audience loved her, of course, laughing along with her jokes, and at the hapless fools she humiliated. If there was one thing Trixie knew better than any pony else, it was how to work a crowd. But the events that transpired after the show had turned the day into a bit of... But the events that transpired
after the show.
Sorry. But the events that had transpired after the show had turned the day into a bit of a disaster. Oh, and it had started off all right. 2 young colts had become enamored with her and were tripping over each other in their eagerness to please her. That had been a disappointment, in truth. In most other places she had performed, Trixie was usually able to catch the eye of a handsome stallion. They would then hook up, and she would be on Easy Street for a few weeks, staying with him until her charms finally wore off. But Ponyville was sadly lacking in eligible bachelors. Sure, there had been a few attractive stallions in the audience, but they all appeared to have some pony already. Most of the town's population appeared to be mares, and that was not an option she was prepared to consider. Though, of course, if she was that way inclined, she would no doubt be staying with some pony tonight. No, all the town had to offer were those 2 annoying little colts, Ships and Fails, or whatever their names were. They were both too poor and too young to provide the comforts she was normally used to. Trixie slowed down her pace as she realized this was not the path she had used to come into town. It had come to a crossroads. One route led to a farm, the other headed into a forest. Well, it was obvious which way she should go. If she took the left fork, she would probably come across that orange farm pony again. And there was no way she could ask for her help. She went into the forest, hoping there would be a town or someplace someplace to stay once she came out the other side. Shut up, train. Can you guys hear the train? There's a train outside.
Kind of.
Yeah. What sort of idiot would deliberately annoy an Ursa Minor? Thank goodness that purple unicorn had... Thank goodness that purple unicorn had been there to save every pony. For the first time, Trixie pondered whether she should change her backstory just to make sure nothing like this ever happened again. Never mind. Her dramatic exit had covered up her failure nicely, and those two colts would no doubt get the punishment they deserved. Mustaches. No, her dignity was intact. The only things she had lost were her cloak, which she had been fond of, though the only value it held to her was the cost of its sapphire clasp, and the wagon she had been traveling in. Both of those could be easily replaced with the money she had earned from her for her performance in Ponyville.
Welcome back, Lance.
Trixie came to a sudden halt. Her money. It was in her purse, which was still in the cloak she had abandoned. Oh great, my mom was right outside my bloody door.
Door's bloody.
Well, I live in The Shining.
Oh, well now it all makes sense.
Yes.
Everything.
I was just about to say, it does make all sense now. Jeez.
What's the name of the
Does
place?
make all sense now? Your sentence doesn't even make sense.
My reference didn't
My
make much
grammar
sense.
is impeccable.
The Shining was the telepathy. Anyway.
What?
Oh, Buck! She shouted so loudly that a group of nearby birds took flight, scared out of their perch in the trees. The blue-coated unicorn started pacing rapidly back and forth across the width of the path, frantically mulling over her options. She'd left all her money behind. Without it, there was no way she'd be able to hire a room for the night. That was if this path even led anywhere. Looking ahead, it appeared to get increasingly overgrown. But if she went back now, there was a chance the townfolk would see her crawling back to pick up her bits. She would be humiliated. As much as she hated to admit it, there was no choice. She would have to swallow her pride and go back. All that showmanship for nothing. I'm stumbling quite a lot over my words. I don't know if I should upload this. We'll see. Before she could turn tail, a voice called out from the trees. Who wants to be this voice?
This is the Pinecone, isn't it?
Shh. Spoilers.
The
Yes.
name of the fic mentions the Pinecone.
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler at that point.
Alright, fine.
Face palm.
Hello? Is somebody there? No, that's stupid. Who wants to be the Pinecone?
No, that's stupid. I rap about horses.
Pinkie Pie is pushing
Do
the
it.
enigmatic forces. I don't know.
Good times, good times.
Should I just continue with that voice? Or does someone else... Fine, okay. Thanks, JJ Gibby. I'm a...
Do it.
People's names. Okay. Hello? Is somebody there? Oh, fuck, he's a diamond dog now. Can somebody help me? I'm trapped. Show off though she was, Trixie was not one to abandon any pony in trouble. She raised a front hoof, ready to charge in to help, her own troubles instantly forgotten. Trixie's here! Where are you? Keep calling out so I can find you. She pushed her way past the trees, following a female voice that was clearly in some distress. Off the path.
Actually, I think JJ Gibby has a point that you should consider, Mike.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
You
God,
should say it out loud next time.
I call a bull.
recording here.
Trixie would never say I. Oh, okay. Sure, yeah. Alright. Even when she's on her own and not showing off, Trixie would totally never say I. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Forgotten. Trixie's here, where are you? Oh, calling out her rarity voice. She pushed her way past the trees, following a female voice that was clearly in some distress. Off the path, the mud was slick from the recent rainy spells, and she had some difficulty in keeping her balance. She soon made her way to the source of the voice, but was surprised to see there was no pony there. She called out, scanning the area for any sign of life. "Careful! You almost stepped on me!" The voice came from right underneath her, scaring the living daylights out of her. She peered through the gloom, but there was no one there. In fact, there was nothing at all except for a very muddy pine cone. Incredibly confused, she carefully kneeled down and brought her face close to the wooden object. Wait, what are you... Shut the fuck up, Jeremy.
Okay.
Shut up, Jeremy. Shut up. Sorry. You don't need to shut up, I guess. Sorry, he's typing stuff. I don't know if I should upload this. Fuck it, I'll just let them be confused. That's just mean. Okay.
Upload
Muddy
all
pine
the
cone.
things.
Incredibly confused, like all of us, she carefully kneeled down and brought her face close to the wooden object. Her confusion turned to shock when the thing suddenly spoke to her. "Thank goodness you came! I thought I was going to be stuck here forever!" What the hell voice am I doing? I've been switching this thing like crazy.
I don't even know. I think you should really just stick to a Baljeet voice for the Pinecone.
Good point! Thank
Yes.
goodness you came! I thought I was going to be stuck here forever! She leapt back in surprise, then fell over as she lost her footing in the mud. "A unicorn as well! That's great! You can use your magic to lift me to safety!" The pinecone continued. A sticky and irritated Trixie stood back up, took stock of the situation. What?
Eh?
Huh? He said something.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Okay. Took stock of the situation, then raised her head and yelled. That sucks. Sorry to hear that, JJ. Let's see. Is this some sort of joke? Well done. Hilarious. Now I'm broke, covered in mud, and even more of a laughingstock than I was before. I hope you're happy. "A joke?" said the pinecone. "This is no joke. I'm stuck. You can see that I'm stuck. Please help me." Turn into Mario. What am I doing?
I don't even know what you're doing. I can't tell.
Piney's voice is just gonna be a friggin' constant shift. Trixie growled in anger, then whirled around, trying to find the hidden ventriloquist. "And still you persist! Do you think it's funny to pretend you're in trouble? Have you never heard of the tale of the pony who cried Timberwolf? Come out and face Trixie. I will destroy you."
Come out and face Trixie. I will
don't-
destroy you.
I don't typically come out to face people who claim they're going to destroy me.
I do like the tale of the pony who cried Timberwolf, though. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It was probably Granny Smith. She began to push her way back through the trees, but the pinecone called out again. "Please don't leave me." Trixie looked back and was astonished to see that the pinecone was moving of its own accord, wiggling back and forth. Curious and a little wary, she walked over and waved her hoof above it. No wires. In fact, she couldn't see anything that could be controlling it. There wasn't even a telltale aura of magic around it, as there would have been if a unicorn was manipulating it via a spell. I should probably read like a few words ahead of whatever I'm saying.
Maybe.
"Very well," she said, calm once more. "Very well," she said, calm once more. That's a little more calm. "Trixie will play along, but only so you can tell her how you pulled off this trick."
Wait, did you repeat that first section of it just because at the end it said once more?
Wait, what?
He said, "Very well," she said, "calm once more." "Very well," she said, "calm once more." Once more, Mike. Once more.
Fine. No. Sorry, I'm playing myself up because I'm recording, I guess. I don't know. A little bit. "Very well," she said, calm once more. "Very well." No, I gotta break the loop. "Trixie will play along, but only so you can tell her about how you pulled off this trick." Using her magic, she pulled the pinecone free from the mud, then made her way back to the path before placing it back on the ground. It rolled back a little, almost as if it was looking up at her, and said, "Thank you. I just wish I could reward your kindness. Before I go, could you please help me wash off this mud?" Trixie tutted and looked around her. Enough of this. Just come out and tell me who you are. Why, I am just a simple pinecone, it replied. But if you must have a name, I guess you can call me Piney. The blue unicorn gave a defeated sigh, then levitated the pinecone once more, taking it to a ditch running alongside the path that held a shallow patch of water. She dipped it in, and it promptly span around, loosening the dirt that had been clinging to it. Ah, okay. Sorry, Jeremy just explained why he can't talk right now and why he's only talking in text. It's due to, people also being in the room, and them also being noisy.
Noisy people.
Noisy people. As it goes. Like you do. I designate, wait, LW5, whatever the heck, what did we call you again?
Lance.
What's your name? What? Lance. Oh, you're Lance.
Huh? What?
Lance, I keep forgetting your name. Mainly because your name isn't your name.
Well, my name isn't my name because I'm sick and tired of changing my name.
So, LWW2085.
This conversation has too much name.
Okay. Well, Lance or Craig or maybe Winsterton, I designate one of you to be Jeremy's interpreter.
Okay, well, I can do that for approximately 15 minutes.
Yeah. Because I don't want to have to keep switching back and reading. Thanks. There we go. See? It works. My machine works. I call it the Lance.
Testing, 17 half.
Right. Ow, my hands. I just snapped them, cracked them, whatever.
Snap, crackle, pop.
She dipped it in and promptly span around, loosening dirt around it. So, how do you do it? She asked, lifting Piney back out. Trixie demands to know how you're manipulating this thing without magical puppetry. No tricks, I am as you see me, it replied, safely back on terra firma. But now I must leave. I have business to attend to. It began to roll away. Trixie watched it leave in bemusement, questions racing through her head. Was she going mad, or was this pinecone truly sentient?
So wait, if it's on terra firma now because it's on hard ground, then would that mean that when it was on the mud, it was on, like, terra softa?
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't even know, man.
I don't even... Oh god, I just yanked my headphones off of my head using my foot.
What?
Okay, I got a headphone extension cable, just because I like to move around my room sometimes, without not breaking the stream of content.
What?
Damn it, Lance, wait until it's a good time to speak instead of saying it as you see it. Oh, okay.
Also, and my feet were up on my chair, and I moved them back down onto the floor, and I kind of accidentally yanked the cable.
How does having an extension cord help you not break your stream of content when you have trouble not breaking your stream of sentence?
Shut the fuck up, James. Anyway, terra firma, it began to roll away, bemusement, questions racing through her head. Was she going mad, or was this pinecone truly sentient? Wait! She called, stopping it in its tracks. Oh, for Celestia's sake. Jesus, Mike, can't say nothing. Oh, for Celestia's sake, Trixie wants to talk to you. Piney remained still for a moment, apparently thinking something over, then rolled back to her. You really are, aren't you? Wait, fuck.
Way to mess up the voices, man.
No, I didn't know who was talking. I thought it was Piney. You really are. You, aren't you? She said, finally starting to believe. I suppose it is hard to accept, but yes, I am. What are you doing here alone in the forest? This is one of the less dangerous areas, but it's still no place for a pony to be. The boastful unicorn laughed. Dangerous? Ha! This place holds no fear for me, for I am the great and powerful Trixie, who banished an Ursa Major. She trailed off mid-spiel. Perhaps now was not the time. After her experience with those two colts, she didn't want to attract any more groupies for a while. I am Trixie, traveling magician by trade, purveyor of the majesty and illusion. Unfortunately, Trixie had a little mishap in Ponyville. Really? I was just heading there myself, before I got stuck. Is there any chance of you heading back? It would be wonderful if you could give me a lift. I have trouble getting anywhere, because I am a pine cone.
That's
Yes,
pretty much why.
Quite.
Yeah.
Well, Trixie does have to head back there. I left my purse behind. I'm not looking forward to trying to find a bed for the night, I can tell you. Especially looking like this. She gestured to her muddy flank. That's not mud.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm from the
Wow.
internet. I have to.
Sorry,
Damn it,
I'm from
Mike.
the internet.
Don't worry, ma'am. We're from the internet.
What is that from? Damn it.
Huh?
Don't worry, ma'am, we're from the internet. It sounds familiar to me for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's from like a series of old
4chan?
image macros from like
Oh,
2005 from 4chan.
That explains everything.
Yep.
4chan question mark.
Everything's from
That
4chan or
explains
like NeoGAF.
everything.
Anyway. How are you? Wait. Oh, especially looking like this, Muddy Flank. Oh, I'm afraid I can't really see you, said Piney, sounding as Mario-ish as ever. I don't really have any eyes. I kind of rely on ESP. And just in case you're wondering how I'm speaking to you, the answer is simple. Telepathy!
No wonder his accent changes all the time. He's communicating with telepathy.
He's
so
communicating with telepathy, so it's
it's based off of how our mind perceives the words that he's sending to us.
Exactly,
So,
he can't really conceal it within any sort of dialect. It just kind of goes with a strange flow.
So he's like, one moment he's, Indian accent, and the next it's Italian.
Yeah,
Whatever.
And the next it's back to weird feminine-ish British voice. Speaking of, you really are a talented little pineco, aren't you? Pineco, I can't say crap, said Trixie, inspecting it closely. I don't understand it. How are you even alive? It's probably better that you don't know. If you don't want to go back to Ponyville, why don't you sleep at Fresco? It's a fairly warm night. Sleep rough? Me? She said, aghast. I don't think you understand. I am only used to the best, for I am the great and powerful Trixie. She raised herself up on her hind legs and launched a couple of magical fireworks. Piney was unimpressed.
Like, did she have fireworks and lit them off, or did she create those with her magic?
I think that's one of her her major talent is actually just like that illusion, right? So she can. I think the ones that she launched from her wagon may have been supplementary, but mainly she can do them by herself.
Asterisk. Snort asterisk.
We don't have to explain shit. It's magic.
The Gathering.
Magic the
is
Gathering
going to die
is
in
my
50
Friendship is
seconds.
Magic cover
Goodbye.
band.
If you're not
User
careful,
disconnected from your
you're
channel.
going to set the forest on fire. Anyway, sleeping outside isn't too bad. I've gotten used to it. Oh, Lance left. Uh-oh. We need a backup reader for JJ Gibby.
What?
JJ Gibby, need a backup reader.
Bye, Lance. Craig.
Greg?
I'm now relating JJ Gibby's
Okay.
text.
Okay, so James is now George.
I'm simultaneously me and
Jimmy
Jeremy.
John's
Why is he Jimmy John now?
I don't know. What's his actual name? Jeremy.
There you go.
Okay. If you're not careful, you're going to set the forest on fire. Anyway, sleeping outside isn't too bad. I've gotten used to it. She thought it over. It was getting pretty late, and if she went back now, she would have to wake some pony up. She could hardly go to sleep in the street after all.
Phone call.
This is the most interrupted, crazy freaking... We're not even like an eighth done the fic. If she kept here, she might be able to sneak back in the early morning, pick up her things unseen, and make the journey to the next town in daylight. Very well, she said, trotting over to a nearby bush and perching herself underneath it for shelter. So, tell me about yourself. How exactly does a pine cone come to life? Oh, I don't really know, said Piney. I just woke up one morning and, yes, there I was, a pine cone. Trixie will have to investigate for you. Everybody needs an origin story. There is no need, really, though I appreciate the thought. Now tell me more about yourself. The pair chatted for a long while. Piney spoke about its journey through the Everfree Forest, and Trixie spoke about Trixie. But eventually she began to grow tired. Yawning, she curled her legs underneath her body and rested her head on the ground. Come rest beside me, Piney, she said, indicating to her side. It'll be warmer for you. Thanks for the offer, but I don't need to sleep, it said. In fact, given my magical nature, I think that if I ever lost consciousness, then I'd probably die. Trixie only half heard its words, as she was quickly losing the ability to stay awake. You are a very silly pinecone, she said, drifting away. But I like you. 4 asterisks. Scene break. Alright. Trixie woke later than she had intended to that morning, mostly because it had been so late when she went to... I can't speak tonight. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to actually be uploading this anywhere, come to think of it. No, I just want to keep reading. I'm just going to end the recording. I'll try something like that. Though, it's Trixie eating a pine cone. People are going to want me to read it. I should probably just end my entire dream of doing a Bernie Mike reads. No, I shall proceed. I shall follow through. Despite my horrid ability to read tonight, I must persevere. This will be like a 2-hour-long video. Trixie woke later than she had intended to that morning, mostly because it had been so late when she went to sleep. Piney sensed that her friend was up. Piney's a she still? Okay. And hopped over to her. Oh, shoot. Every pony will be awake now, Trixie said, leaping to her feet. I have to hurry. They might have cleared my stuff away already. Sorry, I should have woken you up, said Piney, but you just seemed so peaceful. Sorry, I should have woken you up, said Piney, but you just seemed so peaceful. That was better. The blue unicorn used her magic to start scraping off the dried-on dirt off her flank. Then wetted a dock leaf in the ditch to use as a makeshift flannel. Yep, Jimmy John's got it right. Also, his name's Jimmy John now. John Jimmy Gamer Garmin Schmiel, I like your ability to go with my flow. That's good. You're gonna make it big in the Bronimac Emperor. It's not an empire, it's an emperor. Makeshift flannel. And how was your night? I hope you weren't bored, having no pony to speak to. Oh, it was alright. I didn't have anything to do, so I stuck around here, listening to you breathing. It was nice. The word was breathing, not breeding. I said that weirdly. Said the pinecone. Said Trixie uncertainly. I'm not sure if I should find that cute or creepy. I'd go with creepy, said Piney cheekily, rolling around her in a circle. Come on, let's get going. Trixie levitated the pinecone onto her back, allowing it to nestle against her neck, then rushed off to Ponyville. The journey did not take long. She was an unusual sight, that Trixie. The town's residents muttered amongst themselves as they saw her strolling in, flank still not fully cleaned and a pinecone in her mane. They're all staring at us, whispered Piney. Let them. Trixie does not have to explain herself to the likes of them, she said. Oh, thank goodness, it's still here. The wreckage of her trailer was a sorry sight to behold. It had been utterly flattened by the rampaging Ursa Minor.
User joined your channel.
Hello, God! /Tom. We're reading The Great and Powerful Trixie Falls in Love with a Pinecone. I'm recording it. Oh God, he actually changed his name yet again. Wow. And I'm only doing like one sentence per full-on ramble. It's pretty terrible. I'm I hope that no one actually is going to listen through the entire thing of this, but bonuses to you if you do.
Oh, duh, I will.
Whispered Piney, I linked it. Okay, we're good. Continue. Trixie does not have to explain herself to the likes of them, she said. Oh, thank goodness, it's still here. Sight to behold, flattened by the Ursa Major. Trixie was cautious in getting too close, as there were shards of splintered wood everywhere. She carefully pulled it apart until she found her tattered cloak and hat. The hat was a write-off, but her cloak was still serviceable. She used her magic to remove most of the splinters, and quickly checked to make sure her purse was still there. Ooh, who is this? Rainbow Dash!
Trixie, what are you doing here? Come crawling back for your stuff, eh?
She knew that voice. Sure enough, she looked up to see that rainbow-maned Pegasus as she had bested as part of her show yesterday. Rainbow Dash folded her front legs, looking smug.
So much for your flashy exit. Ha! This is priceless. Wait a minute. Why do you have a pinecone on your back?
Flustered, Trixie struggled to come up with a suitable retort. Well, why wouldn't I have a pinecone on my back? Dash was unsure how to respond to that one. She flew close to the strange magician, looking down on her.
Whatever. I hope you enjoy eating humble pie. I'm telling all my friends about this.
With that, she flew away, leaving Trixie seething with embarrassment.
Wow, that was harsh,
said Piney.
Hey, tell you what. Do you want to get revenge on her?
What do you suggest? She said, miserable but still intrigued.
Let's go somewhere private for a moment,
it said, then waited as Trixie trotted down an alley between two houses. Now, it said,
as you know already, I'm no ordinary pinecone, but I also have the ability to make your dreams come true. I can lend you some of my power. All you have to do is eat one of my scales.
God. Trixie blinked in surprise. Wait, what? You want me to eat part of you? I can't do that. Besides, won't it hurt? Eating a pinecone.
I'll be fine. Go on, give it a go. You won't regret it.
Wincing, she used her magic to detach one of Piney's scales with a gentle tug. She held it in front of her for a few seconds, hesitant, then threw caution to the wind and placed it in her mouth. The taste was not unpleasant, kind of tangy, in fact, but she was more concerned by the rush of energy that passed through her as she chewed.
Well, now what?
Wait, fuck. Again. Well, now what? She asked Piney, who simply indicated that she should look behind her. Trixie turned her head. The sound that came out of her mouth was indescribable. Sorry, I was trying to make an indescribable sound. There, on her back, were two fully formed Pegasus wings. Trixie gasped, straining her neck to see them both, so amazed that they were part of her that she inadvertently started chasing her tail. Wait, huh? What's going on? Okay, I guess Tom. Man, you guys are all nitpicking on the spelling. This is actually fairly well written in terms of grammar and sentence structure. The guys here, they try to find whatever sort of little errors they can that could be improved in general. It's pretty good. It's pretty good because we could make like an analysis and people can fix whatever little grammar errors and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, actually no, he spelled it right. Tom, you're stupid. No, he spelled it correctly. Anyway. Using the tail. She started flexing them. Them? Oh, wings. Then unfurled them to their full extent. They worked perfectly. This is amazing! She cried. I have wings! I have wings! Why am I suddenly Stephen Magnet? My Trixie voice is fantastic! This is amazing! She cried. I have wings! I have wings! Oh my goodness, I'm an alicorn now! Is that allowed? Is that legal? Oh, Piney! A thought suddenly struck her, something she had always been curious about. Tentatively, she stretched one of her wings to her mouth and gently nibbled on the tip. She felt nothing except the fluffy texture of her feathers. That stallion had lied to her. The wings were not an erogenous zone. Trixie blushed at the memory of their relationship, the thrill of her new wings dampened slightly by the knowledge that she had once dated a pervert. I like this fic.
It's not only wings I've given you, you also have the knowledge of how to use them, said Piney. Go on, catch up to that Pegasus and show her who's the boss.
The smile returned to her face. She nodded her head, turned to leave, then went back and gave Piney the best hug she could muster. Stay here, out of sight, she said. I'm going to show a certain boastful Pegasus what it means to mess with the great and powerful Trixie! And 4 asterisks and yet another scene break. I wonder when Winsterton's going to be back. Also, so I'll do a short little intermission about a quarter of the way through the fic. How's it going, Tom? Dude, it took a lot of effort to learn how to roll my freaking R's.
I'm jelly.
But now I can roll them with my tongue, or I can roll them with my uvula. Control through birth. But it sounds like that.
Close enough. Close enough.
Look, I got ways of rolling it in the front and the back.
La la la.
Jerry Jer. And it's wondering if you're going to change your name again. Okay, right, we're still recording.
Yeah.
But I don't want to listen to, like, through 2 hours of this to edit it, so I'm not going to edit it.
Okay.
I'm going to lose, like, 1 billion subscribers.
What, you mean like 7
right.
of your 10?
What?
7 over your 10?
No, let me look it up, hang on.
Oh, but now I'm never proving right, because wrong. Cause
7 of my 2,584.
Yes, okay. No.
I mean to people. Hey, his name's Gary Jer. Dude, your name's like flicking on and off. Your microphone.
I know.
That was awesome. Why are you doing that? What the? Cool. Hi, Tom. Now you're doing it.
Yep.
Microphone activated.
Mash
Microphone
minus
activated. Microphone activated. Microphone activated.
Well, that was fun. Okay. Righto. Back to this.
What even are we doing?
We're scene break. Rainbow Dash flew leisurely through the sky, heading for Sweet Apple Acres. Applejack was going to get a kick out of this. That show-off magician had finally been taught a lesson in humility. She became vaguely aware of another Pegasus. Whoa, belch. Flying past, but paid no attention to it. At least not until they twisted round to reveal their identity. Dash stopped immediately, and her jaw dropped as she was rendered speechless by the shock. When she did speak, she was barely comprehensible.
Trixie!
She gasped.
You, what the, wings? How the, huh?
Ha! I see eloquence is not among your list of talents. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, the great and powerful Trixie. Even the sky is not large enough to contain a talent such as mine.
This is amazing, she cried. Even Twilight wasn't able to magic up Pegasus wings. How did you...
Oh, a magician never reveals her secrets, Trixie said smugly. As I told you yesterday, anything you can do, I can do better. Why, I expect I could outfly you with one wing tied behind my back. This affront to her flying abilities was all Dash needed to recover her wits.
Outfly me? Are you serious?
She said.
I'm the greatest flyer in all of Equestria. No pony is faster than me.
Correction, you were the greatest flyer in all Equestria, said Trixie, poking her in the chest. But don't worry, every pony gets eclipsed by me eventually. Bad joke, whatever. Okay. Sorry. On occasion, I try to catch up on what people are typing in the thing, because there's a text chat along with the voice chat. Hi, God. Tom's name is God. We have a guy named Tom. He has a name, and his name is God right now, apparently.
He's also a moon-dwelling communist.
Moon-dwelling communist, apparently. Okay.
No, those were butterfly wings. Those are different.
Yeah, they were like butterfly
wings. No, that's different. Wigs.
They weren't wigs. No. You got that backwards. Rarity made a wig for the donkey. For Cranky Doodle.
Okay.
And Cranky Doodle Donkey's wig totally looked just like Stephen Magnet's. Right, Doug?
Yes, that was the point.
Yeah. Quiet, you. You think it was actually based on it? Like Rarity would have based that on it?
Well, maybe.
Probably.
I don't know.
It's just that fabulous. She had to.
Blame Hasbro or Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Blame everyone.
Oh yeah? Well, how about you put your money where your mouth is?
Dash pointed to a cloud far off in the distance.
First one to reach that cloud wins. On your marks, get set.
Trixie was already away before Dash could finish speaking, her magical wings pumping hard. The rainbow-maned Pegasus let out an angry snort and gave chase, but was surprised to find that Trixie had become a worthy adversary. There was strong magic within that pine cone. The new wings were on par with those of the Wonderbolts. But the magical mare had not counted on Dash's will to succeed, nor the result that such determination could bring. Narrowing her eyes, she pushed forward with all her might. A cushion of light began to form in front of her hooves as her speed increased dramatically, her body appearing to warp under the pressure it was being placed under. Too many unders in that part. She went faster, until the point where she overtook Trixie and unleashed a sonic rain boom. The alicorn did not have time to brace herself before the colorful wave of light hit her. She was buffeted by turbulence.
It irritates me when people do that.
Well, whatever.
I mean, it's like this once in a lifetime thing, and I'm doing it like every 7 seconds.
Well, she did it twice, and then she just kind of did a rain nuke, and that's just kind of... It's kind of become fairly easier for Rainbow Dash, I think. So it's become a lot more commonplace since the badass first time that it was done. It's still a cool thing. Anyway, Sonic Rain Boom. The alicorn did not have time to brace herself before the colorful wave of light hit her. She was buffeted by turbulence and felt herself starting to fall. She tried to flap her wings to right herself, but nothing happened. The wind rushed past her, and panic rose in her gullet. She looked back and shrieked in horror as she realized her wings had gone. Whatever power there was in the rain boom had neutralized Piney's magic. "Ah! Save Trixie!" she shouted. As the ground sped towards her, she placed her hooves over her eyes seconds before impact. Suddenly, she stopped falling as some pony grabbed her under her forelegs. Dash gently placed her on the ground, looking suitably apologetic.
Jeez, Trixie, are you all right? What happened?
"You saved my life. Oh, thank you, she cried. Then she regained her composure and turned away from her rescuer, raising her head high. "Of course, Trixie wouldn't have needed saving if it hadn't been for your carelessness."
"I'm sorry, Trixie. I didn't know that was going to happen," said Dash. "I'm just glad you're all right. That could have been really nasty."
She closed her eyes and held her head even higher, to the point where she was facing directly upwards. Rain nuke equals rainbow in the shed. Well, I know it's a different thing, but a rain nuke is, kind of the next step from a rain boom. Whatever. Also, I still think that better than rain nuke is the term like nuclear rain boom or something like that, or atomic rain boom. Let's see.
Whatever.
I know. It's just rain nuke caught on. It's kind of the first thing that you think of. Sorry, Trixie didn't know it was going to happen. Really nasty. She closed her eyes and held her head even higher, to the point where she was facing directly upwards.
"You've got some amazing skills, though. I mean, no pony in Ponyville's come close to beating me in a race before. That was radical," said Dash. "It would have been awesome, but I have to dock you a point for your wings disappearing."
Trixie lowered her head, smiling a little from the appreciation. Trixie accepts your apology," she said. "But I demand a rematch at a later date, and next time, no cheating."
"Hey, I didn't..."
Dash cut herself off.
All right, you've got yourself a deal. It's always good to have a new pony to fly with."
Rainbow Dad! Wait, who wants to be the mayor? Who want to be the mayor?
I don't know.
Because I don't want to do
How
the mayor.
would I mayor voice?
Tom, do you want to do a voice? Tom, Craig, in game.
There, I can do it.
Oh, hey. Wait, second Tom. Wait, who? Wait, what? Oh, no, you're oh, damn it. Damn it, Jeremy. Okay, there we go. Do you want to be the mayor?
Oh, maybe. How would I do a mayor voice? Like, I don't know.
Oh, sound, proclamatory.
Rainbow Dash!
Cried a voice. Mayor was walking over, and the look on her face indicated she was not best impressed with, by the Pegasus's recent showboating.
What have I told you about performing tricks over Ponyville? I've warned you several times now that it's dangerous!
Uh-oh,
She said. Wait.
the mayor can be hard to reason with when she gets into full-on rant mode. I'm used to it. You better get out of here. I'll race you again later, okay?
Trixie was all too happy to get out of trouble. With a hasty farewell, she left Dash to face the music and trotted over to the alley where Piney had been hiding.
Are you alright?
It asked.
I sensed what happened. That Pegasus could have killed you.
I'm alright, she replied, then gave the little pinecone an attempted hug. Don't worry, Piney. I'm better than alright. That was the most exhilarating experience of my life, and I owe it all to you.
You'll get the chance to do it again. I'll see to that. This is only the start of what I have to show you.
She hesitated. Would I have to eat another part of you? Can you regenerate? Piney didn't respond straight away, and that was all the answer she needed. No, she said. No, I'm not doing it again. Not if it means hurting you.
You don't have to worry about that,
it replied. Then it felt itself being lifted up into the air.
What are you doing?
You did something nice for me, so now I'm going to do something nice for you. Wait. You did something nice for me, so now I'm going to do something for you. Something to show you how much I respect you, she said, fiddling with the sapphire clasp of her cloak. With a little effort. Yes, Jeremy. With a little effort, she pulled the gem free and packed it away in her purse. She donned her stage outfit and balanced Piney in the space that had been left within the clasp, then cast the spell to keep it in place. Oh my god, there was a picture where that was basically the gist of it. Oh my god. This person knows their stuff. This person knows their stuff. Sorry, there was a picture or two where the clasp on Trixie's cloak was replaced by a pinecone. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. There, she said. Now you are front and center where every pony can see you. More precious to me than any gem. Piney was speechless for a moment.
That's very kind. No pony's ever done something like this for me before.
Just a small token of our friendship, said Trixie.
Thank you,
the pinecone said.
Now I want to do something for you. If you don't mind me saying, you appear to be a bit of a loner. I'm just wondering here, is there something missing from your life? Something that perhaps I could give you? Reveal to me your heart's desire, and perhaps I could help you achieve it.
You can't have sex with pinecone. It doesn't work.
You can't. Also, I've seen a picture to prove otherwise. It's not on the blog yet. Oh my god. Hey, Patrick. Sorry, I'm not used to saying people's names.
Anything.
Hello.
I'm reading Great and Powerful Trixie that falls in love with a pinecone.
Here, I'll give you a link.
So I had the best idea ever.
Okay.
And somebody's already doing it.
And there's a controller.
They went online, and they used the cards they get to buy a fleshlight and a fleshlight for an anus, and a life-size plushie of Rainbow Dash.
Oh no.
So anyway,
Tom,
why do you sound like you're talking through like a?
Hello?
Okay, yeah, that works.
Because it's my penis.
Tom, this is a G-rated recording.
No, it's not.
Tom's microphone broke, so he's talking through his headphones.
Ah, okay. The old Winsterton technique.
Also, I'm back.
Hi.
Wasn't that the old Winsterton technique?
I did do that for a while after my mic broke, but now I have your mic, Mike.
After your mic broke?
I put a control F chat.
Winsterton, we needed voices.
We needed voices for
I
what?
had to have Jeremy Gibson do the voice of the mayor.
JJ Gibby. The mayor? You mean like Pie
Mayor.
Day?
Wait, what?
I hereby declare this day to be Pie Day.
Friday.
Get the Powerpuff Girls. Something's wrong with my pickle.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I can't open this pickle jar.
Best mayor ever.
The city of Ponyville. Alright. Let's see. Talking about friendship.
Wait, are you still recording?
User
How far are you
left
into
your
the story?
channel.
Right, what happened? So Trixie found Piney. Piney took her into town. They kind of spent the night together, but nothing happened. They were just kind of sleeping on the ground. Piney had Trixie eat one of its little flakes, and because Rainbow Dash was gonna go embarrass Trixie to the people, just like spoil the word. Hey, Trixie's all disheveled and whatnot. And Piney gives her one of its flake things. What is it called? Does it call them
eats
anything?
the scale and then she gets
scales,
wings.
right? Yes, thank you. Spines. No, that's stupid. What the fuck am I saying? Right, thing. Okay.
She ate a piece of
Trixie
pine
eats
cone.
it. Trixie eats part of the pine cone. She grows wings. She's almost able to outfly Rainbow Dash, but Rainbow Dash pulls
Wait,
off a
what
Sonic Rain
the
Boom
fuck?
in like a little race thing, and suddenly Trixie's wings disappear and she plummets near the ground. But Rainbow Dash saves her, and she's like, "Oh wow, you're a really good flyer. Oh crap, here comes the mayor. Mayor's gonna totally like call me out for performing a boom over the town. And you better go, Trixie." And so Trixie's in the back alley now. She has replaced the clasp on her cloak. I believe it was the cloak. It's the cloak. With the pine cone, and now Piney is giving her some sort of token of friendship. Let's see. Just a small token of our friendship. Oh yeah, right. Trixie, wait, Piney is somehow.
Thank you.
The pinecone said.
Now I want to do something for you. If you don't mind me saying, you appear to be a bit of a loner. I'm just wondering here, is there something missing from your life? Something that perhaps I could give you? Reveal to me your heart's desire, and perhaps I could help you achieve it.
Trixie frowned. What are you getting at? I want for nothing. I'm living the dream. Why, I'm a star of the stage. I can get any stallion I want. She trailed off, a little off-put by the uncertainty in her own voice. No, you are my main concern now. We still have a mission to accomplish. I told you I'd find out how you came to be alive, and that's exactly what we are going to do next.
Wait,
said Piney.
I can tell there is something you want. That much became clear to me during our conversation last night.
The pinecone's tone of voice darkened.
I can help you get revenge you so obviously crave. I can help you to defeat Twilight Sparkle.
The role of Beljeet will be played by Satan.
Hey, Phineas, what ya doing?
That's not even his line.
Sometimes.
Where is Perry?
Pretty much everyone said all those catchphrases by this point in that show.
Yep.
Twilight Sparkle? She asked. Who's that?
What? She's the purple unicorn you told me about last night. The one who banished the Ursa Minor.
So that's her name. Trixie said, nonplussed.
User joined your channel.
I mean, the easier word to say would be minused there. Instead of nonplussed.
Hello.
Back to reading.
Hey, John.
Why would I want to defeat her?
Hey, guys.
John Park. There we go.
Hey, Park.
Why would I want to defeat her?
I'd have thought she'd be the first on your list of ponies to visit. I mean, she stole your thunder. She proved that your claim to fame wasn't true. Don't you want to take revenge?
Trixie laughed. Silly Piney, she said. Revenge? She shaved.
She shaved? I would want revenge if she shaved every pony.
I will shave you, but you still have all your
Well, the
hair.
pony's skin color is the exact same as their coat, so there's not really much.
He shaved she shells down by the seashore.
Hey,
Hey, that's my summer job. Don't mock it.
It's also known as combing the beach.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Horrible. I don't get it. Wow. Really, man?
Alright. Wow.
Seriously, what?
Well done, Mike. Well done.
Thanks.
Oh, that was great.
Why is my room so fucking boiling? Oh my god. Okay.
This is the
maybe you should
longest
go more out of it.
fanfic reading of ever.
I'm so sorry. This is gonna be a 2.5 hour upload, and it's not gonna be.
I don't
edited
even
in the
know.
slightest.
I don't even know what you guys did while I was gone because
James,
you made
no,
like
you'll find
2
out if you
pages
want,
of progress.
If you just read it. Don't,
Absolutely
if you
nothing.
listen to the fanfic reading, then you're gonna find out what the hell happened. It wasn't all that
Nothing.
exciting. It wasn't all that exciting. Listen to the rest. I don't know. Let's see. Trixie nonplussed. Take revenge. Harden. Wait.
She
right,
saved
yes.
every pony, is what you're saying.
Revenge. She saved every pony, including me. It's not like she ruined my act or something. I barely took the time to speak to her before I left. I hardly know the mare. Could we go to see her anyway? It asked. I have one last gift for you, and I really want you to have it. Please, for me? Sorry, I just decided,
What is
screw
your
it, I'm gonna
accent
make this
now?
guy
I don't even
insane.
know.
Well, okay. But no more talk about revenge, okay? Okay? Okay. Honestly, you're creeping me out a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's canon, my voice, my creepiness. Trixie followed her Pinecone friend's directions to Twilight's library, but Piney stopped her before she could knock on the door.
Nice narration. You is a good reader, obviously.
Yeah, sorry, if I
Were you the
botched-
one that they got to do Rainbow Dash's voice when she read Daring Do in the episode?
Yes.
Okay, where are we? Library, knock on the door. Trixie followed her Pinecone friend's directions to Twilight's library, but Piney stopped her before she could knock on the door. You need to eat one more of my scales, it said. You'll need my power so you can defeat her in magical combat. Piney, no! I refuse to hurt you. And what's all this talk about fighting? Trixie said. Honestly, what's gotten into you? Please, it'll be just this one time, honest. Aren't you the least bit curious to see who has the greater magical talent? That would probably be a close run thing, she replied. I may be the finest stage magician in Equestria, but I have to admit that unicorn really knew her stuff.
This is like the most reasonable and normal pony Trixie ever written.
Playing it up like crazy. It's a goddamn sitcom. That was a quiet voice. But with just one of my scales, you could be the greatest and most powerful spellcaster on the planet! That one last temptation of Christ finally convinced her. One last scale, one last taste of power. She swallowed the morsel down and felt her magical powers. Okay.
You can trust Piney's measurements because he's completely covered in scales.
Right. That one last temptation finally convinced her. Wait, what did you say?
I said you can trust Piney's measurements because he's completely covered in scales. What kind of laugh was that, Mike?
Wow. Well done, well done. This pine is nuts. Okay. Sorry, if someone says a really bad joke, I gotta try to counteract it. I don't know why. That's where my competitive nature shows up.
In joking.
Right. Where the hell was I? One last temptation finally convinced her. One last scale, one last taste of power. She swallowed the morsel down and felt her magical abilities improve greatly. She smiled. So Piney wanted her to put on a show. That was much more within her comfort. That was much more within her comfort zone. She rapped sharply on the door, and Twilight came to answer. Ooh, who wants to be Twilight?
What?
Almost cup.
Hey, James? You want to be Twilight? I don't know. Who wants to be
Normal
Twilight?
Or like dumb Twilight?
I don't know. You
Or
could do dumb
dumb
Twilight.
lady.
You could introduce the masses on YouTube to dumb Twilight.
But Valley Girl
Yes.
Twilight
But Valley Girl
meant for the
Twilight has
world.
a special place in the world.
does, and it's in terrible fanfiction. This fanfic doesn't seem that bad.
No, this fanfic's good. This fanfic's really funny
Yeah.
and quite well written.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed what I've seen of it. So
Like, there were a
far,
couple
so
of typos, but that's whatever.
I don't think. Well, yeah, typos are in everything. So
Yeah.
Buddy
I
joined
don't think this
your
deserves
channel.
But we're
bad
like,
Twilight.
but we're like sharks right now.
Oh, hey, Dan.
Dan's in here!
wait 1 second. Let's see if I can
Oh,
even do a
yeah.
non-Valley Girl Twilight. Dear Princess Celestia.
That was pretty good.
Oh.
Alright, Twilight came to answer. She said,
Oh. Yeah, okay,
She
there we
said-
go. Yeah, no, we're on different time frames here. I don't even know why. Trixie, what are you doing here?
Hello, Twilight. Trixie would like to come in, she said.
Awkward.
The bemused mayor opened her door, and Trixie stepped into the library with her head held high, only to bump into a baby dragon. Spike shook his head, then gasped
Wait,
as
is
he
Riel on?
recognized the pony he had collided with. Huh?
Is Riel online? We need Riel for Spike.
Oh my god, yes.
Hold on, I need to guys.
See if we can get Riel.
Buddy left your channel.
I could do my imitation of Friendship is Witchcraft Spike.
Oh, he's not on Skype. He's offline.
Twilight said I'm not allowed to dream.
I gotta figure out when the next episode's coming out. It's coming out pretty soon, I think. I don't know. He's offline. Aww. Well, then I guess, James, do you want to do Spike too?
I guess I could.
Okay,
Just let me
Spike.
put down this ridiculous pile of hamburgers.
Ridiculous pile of hamburgers. What? Lucky.
I have to be American, so I have to eat a ridiculous pile of hamburgers all the time. Anyway.
Oh, jerk. I want it.
Okay, you got Brian.
Spike shook his head, then gasped as he recognized the pony he had collided with.
You again? Why have you come back to Ponyville? Here to cause trouble, no doubt.
Oh
He
boy.
said-
Why did you let her in, Twilight? She's obviously up to no good.
It's Twilight
like,
now.
whiniest Spike ever.
It's great. I love Whiny Spike.
I like Black Spike more.
Here's
I
my
wish Riel
audition
was
for
online.
the Hearthswarming Eve pageant.
God dang.
It's Twilight now.
Oh, it is. Wow. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's alright.
Don't be rude, Spike. She hasn't even had a chance to explain why she's here yet. Why are you here, Trixie?
The blue unicorn cleared her throat, then went into full stage pony mode. Is it not obvious? With your victory over the Ursa Major, you have proven that you may be a match for the great and powerful Trixie. Trixie has come here to find out who is the most powerful unicorn. She proposes a battle for the ages, a spectacular display of magic that shall be talked about for eons to come. She demands satisfaction, a contest, here and now in Ponyville to compare our abilities.
Spectacular. Oh.
Said Twilight. She tapped her chin. Thinking over her rival's challenge, then came to a conclusion that she was sure would please every pony.
Why are you reading so slowly? I was like on the edge of saying the line the entire time, and you're like, nah.
Because we're like stuck right now.
She tapped her chin, thinking over her rival's challenge, then came to the conclusion that she was sure would please every pony.
I forfeit.
What? Said Trixie. I can't read tonight.
Shed? Did you just say shed, Trixie?
Said Trixie. Sean
What's with
Connery
you
will
and
be
S's tonight?
narrating now.
I don't even know.
The worst Sean Connery impression you've ever heard in your life.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. What? Said Piney.
What?
Said Spike, who then pulled Twilight over for a corner for a team talk.
Twilight, this is your chance to put her in her place once and for all. She's practically invited you to show her that you're better than her.
She shook her head.
Oh, right. Still me. I'm not used to doing 2 characters.
Yeah, that's alright.
You haven't learned anything from yesterday, have you? I don't want to have a grand public display of my magic. That would be showing off, and no pony likes a braggart.
Then why don't we just hold the contest here? No pony else will see, and you'll be able to put your magic to the test. Come on, Twilight.
Pretty sure I'll spike.
You're creeping me out, Mike.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah, he does that.
Well,
Twilight.
okay. That sounds reasonable. Trixie, are you happy with that?
Whoops, it was Spike.
Wait, was that Piney?
No, there was Spike. Was it
Whoa,
Piney?
what? Oh, I'm so confused.
I think it was Spike.
Which one is which?
I think it was Spike, because it's we. Why don't we hold the contest here? Maybe.
Alright, yeah, and it does say, come on, Twilight. That's probably Spike. And why don't we just hold a contest here? Nobody else will see, and you'll be able to put your magic to the test. Come on, Twilight.
It's a lot less seductive.
Come on, Twilight. I can't even do
That
seductive
sounds
with that
even
whiny
whinier.
voice. I don't know.
Come on, Twilight.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Okay.
Anyway,
fine.
okay, continue. It's
And now it's Twilight? Okay.
yeah, reread the Twilight.
Well, okay, that sounds reasonable. Trixie, are you happy with that?
She smiled as her rival nodded her head.
Okay then.
I think it's Twilight.
I'm pretty sure "mrr" is the appropriate line there. Okay then. Show us what you've got. Deeper? Me?
Trixie's horn glowed, and a smile slowly formed on her face as she cast the flashiest spell she could think of. Using her pinecone enhanced power, she summoned a white ball of light that began to change shape before everyone's eyes. A thin stem grew out of it, as the main body began to separate into an intricate pattern of petals. By the time her spell was done, she had created a perfectly formed rose out of white light. In a final flourish, she turned it solid. She had made a fragile image out of beauty.
No.
She made a fragile image of beauty
Start
out of
over.
nothing.
This wasn't exactly what I was thinking of when I said you and she fight,
said Piney, miffed. Miffed? Gorilla's in the miffed. Shush, said Trixie. She levitated I can't read tonight. She levitated the light flower over to her neck and merged it with the chain of her cloak's clasp, right next to Piney. Ooh! The pinecone cooed appreciatively, touched by the unexpected gift.
Well, he
Trixie's-
was touched by it because it was placed right next to him, see?
Trixie smiled smugly. Match that, Sparkle,
Yeah, come on, Twilight.
said Spike.
Show her your greatest trick.
By this point, wasn't her greatest trick the mustaches?
Ah!
I mean, chronologically. Anyway. Said Twilight at a loss. She had been greatly impressed by Trixie's light show and didn't think she had anything in her arsenal to match it. All her spells had a practical purpose and were not designed for a flashy display. Wait, that wasn't quite right. She had one spell that had been designed
Oh my
designed
God,
purely
Mike,
for
you're
show.
completely correct. What the fuck?
What?
Just read.
Okay. Her horn glowed. Within seconds, the spell was cast. Everyone took a moment to take in what Twilight had done. Then Spike cracked a smirk, which gave way to giggles, which gave way to hysterical laughter. A po-faced Trixie stared at her rival, a large handlebar mustache sprouting from her upper lip.
Oh
Yes!
my god. Oh my
What have you
Good
done
call,
to
Mike. Good-
Trixie? She said,
Good
unimpressed.
call, Mike.
What the fuck, Mike?
Sorry.
Said Twilight.
I couldn't think of anything else to do. Your trick was really something, though. Just hang tight. I'll have this fixed. I'll have this fixed in a jiffy.
Yes. The curse spreads.
Well, I gave you the curse to begin with, so it's just full circle.
Oh,
now.
lame. Well, it's you again.
Circles. Squares.
Groundhog Day.
Whoa! Hold up!
Said Spike, still smiling.
You don't know how to fix this, do you, Trixie?
No, Trixie does not. She is a magician, not a hairdresser.
Aha! In that case, I say you should admit defeat before Twilight changes it back. Oh god, I'm losing my voice.
I'm sorry, guys. Is that okay? You think you can continue?
Twilight changes it back. I'm good.
He said.
Everything we can do, you can do better. That's what you said in your show, right? Well, here's something you can't do.
The blue unicorn raised
no.
an eyebrow, irritated. Surely he wasn't serious. She heard a muffled grunt of discontent from Piney and looked down, and was astonished to see that the pinecone had sprouted a mustache as well.
I need
Amazing
fan art of this.
fanfic.
I need fan art of this right now.
Oh my god, we need
I'll
billions
do
of
it
fan
later.
art of this.
We need Trixie with the mustache, with
We
the
need Trixie with a
cape
mustache and a
clasp.
pinecone with a mustache.
I'll
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
later.
And the
Oh
flower
my
next to
God.
it. The flower next to it. You know, for detail's sake.
Yeah.
Spike, that's enough. Trixie beat me fair and square.
Said Twilight, her horn glowing as she reversed the spell.
Though I have to say, you did have an advantage. We study entirely different types of magic.
Trixie raised a hoof to her lips to make sure every last trace of her tash was gone.
It's not stash, it's just tash.
Yeah, it's not a stash, it's just a tash. Every last trace of her tache was gone, then smiled triumphantly. It makes no difference. Trixie has proven that she is your superior, and that's all that matters.
Will you give it a rest already?
Spike moaned in disgust. I think Whiny Spike is the perfect Spike for this, actually.
You're such a show-off! That's why every pony was so keen to put you in your place yesterday! It's because they can't stand you!
She tutted
Seriously, they like you less than they like Spike.
She tutted dismissively. Oh, please, don't you know anything about show business? It's all part of the act. Trixie sets these foals up and knocks them down.
Yeah, great act you got there! Getting up on stage and acting like a great and powerful jerk!
How
One sec, I
dare
need to
you?
get my voice
Trixie
back.
is not a jerk. Trixie is perfectly nice. Trixie is a perfectly nice pony when you get to know her.
One sec, I need my Spike voice back because I'm kind of screwing up with all the different emotions it has to portray.
It's alright.
Oh no! Now I'm completely covered in blood!
What?
Twilight says I'm not allowed to dream! Okay. Yeah, right! A perfectly
Spike
nice
sneered.
pony who likes to humiliate every pony she meets! And stop talking in the third person all the time! It's so irritating! It's so irritating! I'm trying to make that line as irritating as possible.
It's so irritating,
Well,
princess.
excuse me, princess! It's just so irritating!
That's it.
Guys,
Said Twilight.
can we just calm things down a little?
Yeah, you do a pretty good Twilight voice. That is meant as a compliment. I'm not saying girly. But I hope your voice isn't like wrecked.
Dead.
'Cause
No, it's cool. I do Friendship is Witchcraft Spike all the time for fun. Like, I say that in my normal day-to-day life.
Alright. You were having some throat issues at some point, though. I was just concerned. Trixie has to speak in the third person. It is part of her mystique. It is central to her onstage persona. Spike frowned and crossed his arms.
You're not on stage now! You're exactly the same pony now as you were when you were making fun of my friends! He doesn't have any friends, that's why it's funny.
Yeah, the Twilight's friends. You're just her slave.
Indentured servant.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Twilight can't afford dentures.
Okay.
Trixie opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. Her eyes widened as she realized the little dragon was right. As the years had passed, she had found it easier to stay in character all the time until her persona had become her character.
Yeah, like, every fanfic writer knows that that's her character. If you write her any other way, it's out of character.
She thought back on the way she had treated those who had come close to her. None of her relationships had lasted. Was it her fault? Had she driven them away through her behavior?
Spike does kinda have a point. I mean, you could try acting a little friendlier.
Twilight said. The blue unicorn didn't reply. She had been noticeably shaken by her personal revelation. No, I guess that could also work. Personal
Persona
revelation.
3 revelation?
Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
Trixie's gonna shoot herself.
With a gun.
She had been... Yeah.
Why does everyone reference
In the
Persona
face.
3 instead of any of the other 3?
That's the one where people shoot themselves.
Well,
Yeah,
all
I-
the personas were good. 4's my favorite, but 3 was
I don't
good.
know anything about any personas.
Persona
Neither do I.
4 was my favorite. Persona 2 was the longest fucking thing I've ever played.
The
Not
Blue
really,
Unicorn didn't reply.
Took me the longest thing.
Trixie,
Oh,
are
I
you
wasn't-
okay?
Well, I was going to reread that line. She had been noticeably shaken by her personal revelation.
Trixie, are you okay?
Asked Twilight.
You seem upset.
She turned away and her voice cracked a little as she spoke. Trixie! Trixie has to go now. Trixie has something in her eye. Stop looking at Trixie.
What the fuck?
Her voice cracked a little as she spoke. I don't know what to do.
That's
She
not
marched
cracking
straight
a
out of the
little at
library,
all.
closing the door behind her.
That was pretty crazy.
She marched straight out of the
Trixie
library,
has to go
closing
now.
the door behind her and walking away at a fast pace.
Now your narrator is fucked up. What's up?
Everyone's a teenager now. Hey, can you do like a voice cracky Spike?
I don't know. That sounds kind of awkward.
The little squawk in there was great.
Walkward?
Squawkward. Alrighty,
Okay.
we're good. We're about halfway through this thing. Oh my
Guys,
god.
guess what? It's a scene break. Hoo-ha!
Scene break, 4 asterisks. Trixie marched straight on, hoping the pair from the library wouldn't follow her. She was near the edge of town before she realized Piney was speaking to her. Why are you leaving? What's wrong with you? Why did you just walk out? She stopped, sighed, and started speaking. She stopped, sighed, and started speaking, trying to regulate her thoughts by putting them into words. That little dragon was right. It really struck home. I've been playing the role of the great and powerful Trixie for most of my adult life, and I'm not really sure where that ends and the real Trixie begins. Anytime I meet a new pony, I immediately adopt this personas as a... Personas. Personas. I immediately adopt this persona as a kind of shield. I don't know why. It's... whether it's just to protect myself or... It's become hard for me to relate to anyone. There's no one I can act like myself around. There's no one I can make a real emotional connection with. In these past few years, there's been no one I've really come close to. In fact, there's been no one I've really even cared about. No one except you. Trixie blinked as another realization hit her out of the blue. Oh, my Celestia, she murmured.
Hey, quick
Piney
question.
let-
Does Craig even realize that he's muted? Because normally Craig will make comments and laugh and stuff, but he's been muted this entire time.
Is he even here? Like,
I have
I've been
no
like,
idea.
Yeah, I think he's probably AFK or something. I don't know.
I said he was here.
What?
why aren't you saying anything?
Yeah.
Because he hates you guys.
I can.
Craig, you so quiet.
Does Craig ever do voices?
No.
Craig never does voices, but Craig recently sang during karaoke night, so maybe we can convince him to do voices in the future.
Alrighty. Anyway, oh my Celestia, you should remember.
Oh, he called on to your plan, dude. He's not...
Piney leapt down from its position in her cloak clasp and rolled in front of her. So you've become an outsider is what you're saying, it said. You feel that no pony cares. You feel all alone. This is where I can help you. This is what I've been trying to tell you. You've had a taste of the power I can give you. You've had a taste of what I can help you achieve. This is your time. This is when you become the pony you deserve to be. Piney, what are you saying?
All right.
She stammered,
Calm
still
down,
unable to come to
Belgie.
terms with her latest revelation. I'm saying I want to help you truly live up to your name as a great and powerful Trixie, said the pinecone, its voice raising in volume and grandiosity. I'm saying you deserve to have all of my power. Fulfill your destiny, Trixie. Eat me.
Eat me!
Eat me!
Amazing.
Eat me!
What? She stopped. She stepped back, appalled. No, I can't. Piney! Trixie, don't you see? Don't you think it was mere chance that we... Do you think it was mere chance that we met? I have been looking for someone to become one with since the day I became a pinecone.
Wait, what was he before he was a pinecone?
It hasn't been answered. You just kind of
Oh,
came
okay. I thought
to life.
wait.
I missed a piece of backstory where they explained that he was like a wizard before he was a pinecone.
He just apparently woke up someday.
Trixie is Cell.
Trixie's what?
Trixie is Cell, and he's got it in... She has to absorb Piney
Oh, shut up.
to get to her perfect form.
Shut up.
Alrighty. Anyway.
It all makes
I've been
sense
looking
now.
for someone to become one with since the day I became a pinecone. That someone is you. This is not your destiny, it is my destiny. What possible reason could you have for not wanting to fulfill it?
Because
Not just
Trixie
your
squeezed
destiny.
her eyes shut as wait, what?
You missed a single word.
Oh, for
Yeah,
what?
you're a
What did I
terrible
say?
person.
What did I miss?
You said
Yeah.
this is not your destiny, it is my destiny, which has a very different meaning from this is not just your destiny.
Not just your destiny. Oh, I didn't even see that. Just this is not just your destiny. It is my destiny. What possible reason could you give for not wanting to fulfill it? Because Trixie squeezed her eyes shut as the words caught her in her throat. Trixie squeezed her eyes shut as the words caught in her throat, just like they caught in my throat because I can't read worth shit tonight. The strength of emotion behind them, almost causing her to choke. Because I've fallen in love with you. I think I've fallen in love with. Fuck, Mike.
Wow,
I
dude.
think I've fallen in love with you.
You get through one line without a mistake?
No.
Nope.
Damn it. The pine cone remained still as her
Good night,
words sunk
Autumn.
in. The unicorn's declaration of love sparked something deep inside its wooden core. A great and powerful feeling that could only be summed up by one potent word. What?
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 Quack.
What?
Quack.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up?
I'm gonna sing a song for you.
Trixie turned away,
gonna show
frightened
you
by
a
her own
thing or
vulnerability.
two.
She was unable to look at Piney as her feelings spilled out.
Fuck.
I know this doesn't make any sense. I know there are almost insurmountable obstacles in our way. For a start, I'm a Scorpio and you're quite clearly a Leo. But that doesn't mean it couldn't work out. Well, she does study stars. Or
Oh, that was great.
Does she? I don't
It was
know.
good.
Ursa. You've
gonna
treated
need-
me with more kindness than anyone I've ever met, selflessly giving yourself to me just to make me happy. And you have made me happy, Piney. At first it was just friendship, but now I realize it's something much more. It was confusing at first, but I feel like we're incontrovertibly linked. Not
That's a funny word.
Stupid Mike. You're more than just a pine cone now. You've become an intrinsic part of my character. I guess what I'm trying to say is, Piney, do you feel the same way? Do you think it could work? Do you believe that a unicorn and a pine cone can be in love? There was a moment that hung in the air as Trixie hoped against hope for a positive response. As the moment dragged on, however, she felt her heart sink.
I wanted to just say no.
Piney's silence spoke volumes, telling her everything she needed to know. She struggled to stop herself from tearing up. She had just poured her heart out, and the target of her affections had not even replied. A deathly quiet pervaded, with no noise at all except for the sound of munching. Wait, munching? She whirled around in horror. Piney was gone. In her place stood a pink pony with a poofy mane
Piney
who
was
was
a
happily
female?
swallowing a mouthful of food. Pine cone crumbs dropped from her lips.
Wait, guys. I know that it's a shocking realization for Pinkie Pie to just eat Piney like that, but Piney was a female?
Yeah,
Apparently. So that means Trixie's a lesbian.
Of course!
Even
Is
though
this not the
she's-
voice of a female?
Oh
Even
god,
though in the
LG
beginning she
used
said
for
that she
female
wasn't a
again.
lesbian.
Again.
Well,
She said that she didn't like
exactly.
the airs.
Well, this is my fleur de lis voice. And this
Fred
is my
Bell
piney
G.
voice. Can't you tell what the difference is?
They're
No.
both Bell G!
That was delicious.
said Pinkie Pie as she began to bounce away, adding yet another extremely high-pitched voice to this thing. Oh my, I hope my microphone's not topping out like crazy when I do those. Trixie's mouth hung open as the enormity of what had just happened sunk in. Then she gave a long, shuddering gasp. Her lip trembled. She gritted her teeth and Sorry. Wait, hang on 1 second.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Alright, I had to clear my nose.
I
No,
want to voice Pinkie Pie.
no. Mike voices
Yeah.
Pinkie Pie.
Sorry, I'm the standard Pinkie Pie.
Okay.
Pinkie Pie, yeah!
Okay.
Pinkie Pie
Wait,
style.
who wants to do... Jeremy, give it some... Oh, Jeremy, you get all of the remaining voices that haven't been cast.
Okay. Like,
Yeah. I don't know if there are any. Hopefully there are. There
It's
might
like
not
saying
be.
you get everything in my pocket and then revealing that your pocket's just full of lint.
Well, yeah, but no. You get everything in that
Yes.
guy's pockets, and you like steal stuff from some guy's pockets and see what's in it. Because I don't know what's in that guy's pockets. The enormity of what had just happened just sunk in. She gave a long, shuddering gasp. Her lisp trembled. She gritted her teeth, and squeezed her eyes shut and burst into tears. She fell to the ground and heaving, uncontrollable sobs exploded from her mouth as she was unable to contain her grief. Upon hearing her caterwauling, Pinkie Pie hopped back, a look of grave concern on her face. "What's the matter? What happened?" she asked. "Wait, what's the matter? What happened?" she asked. "You!" Trixie shouted to the...
Oh, there needs to be more sobbing in that shout.
"You!" Trixie shouted through her tears, with such vitriol that Pinkie had to take a step back. "Me?" she squeaked. "Wait, me?" she squeaked, her eyes watering slightly from the forcefulness of the accusation. What did I do? "You destroyed the only thing I've ever loved," Trixie replied, finding it difficult to speak past her sobbing. "The pine cone?" she asked, before clutching her belly. "Ooh, that's funny." "Funny? You think this is funny? You mock my pain?" she cried. No, I mean, I think there was something funny in that pine cone I ate. Uh-oh. Pinkie gasped as she felt a surge of energy rush through her, and her body began to glow. She's regenerating. No. Trixie moved away, watching fearfully as the pink pony began to grow taller. Large wings spreaded from her back, and a great horn erupted from her head. By the time the glow faded, Pinkie had grown to twice her original height, and her mane had turned into an ethereal mist.
Wouldn't that hurt, like, having, like, a giant lance just, like, shoot out of your forehead?
Ethereal mist could totally be, like, an OC alicorn name.
Wait, so why is it that every time they eat a piece of the pine cone, they become an alicorn?
Because pine cones are magic. Haven't you ever heard the subtitle of the show?
Ethereal Mist is my FOD cover band.
But the Draconicus is way more magical than an alicorn, so why the fuck are they not turning into those?
Ethereal Mist is my Mist Gmod hack.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good stuff.
That could totally be like another version of the Pollen Storm joke format. Just instead of... Because sometimes bands are a little bit tricky to come up with because I don't know anything about them.
Well, at least you admit to your failing.
But it was the metal helmet and hoof armor that truly terrified Trixie. She would have recognized it anywhere. Any pony would have recognized it. For it was the armor... Oh my god. For it was the armor of... Nightmare Moon? She gasped, cowering before the imposing pink alicorn.
Almost Nightmare Moon?
Ooh. The newly formed creature looked up and looked down upon the frightened unicorn, then spoke in a kindly voice. Who wants to be Nightmare Moon?
Well, it's not just Nightmare Moon, it's like Pinky Moon.
Who wants to be Pink? Hey, you wanted to be Pinky? Do your Pinky, and then that's Pinky Nightmare Moon.
It's also Piney. Piney was Nightmare Moon, and Pinky is Pinky, and they've merged. Pinky
Pine Mare Moon.
No, Piney Moon?
Pinky Pine Mare Moon.
Pine Mare Pie.
Pink Pine Mare Moon. Pink Cone Mare Moon. Pine Cone Mare... No, then we lose the
Pink Mare Pine.
Wait, the Pink
Mare Pine. That sounds like some sort of royal name. the prestigious Pink Mare Pine presiding.
That's a judge now. That's a judge, not royalty.
Shut up, Your Majesty. Okay, Johnny Joey Gibbon Stein. You're gonna be Pink Pine Moon.
Oh God.
Says God.
Everyone mute your audio.
Hold on. Oh, I gotta figure out how I would do this.
Just do it. Don't think.
Nightmare Moon.
Thinking
The newly formed creature looked down upon the frightened unicorn, then spoke in a kindly voice.
Yes and no.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Replied.
Yes and
I guess I was trying to do some very loud, forceful voice or something.
Do something that's either kind of like Pinky, or kind of like Piney, or kind of like Nightmare Moon.
Almost Nightmare Moon?
Maybe.
Our
Almost.
personalities have become one. I am now both Nightmare Moon and Pinky Mina Diane Pie. I'm just doing like full on Nightmare Moon, I don't even care. Like, what? I don't even, like...
Just speak in the royal character voice!
It feels kind of weird, actually.
That was actually
Why does it feel
that was
weird?
better.
Speak
You had
like
more
royalty.
emotion. Wait,
Alright, that's
you
okay.
you mean to say all this time? She stammered. Piney, you were Nightmare Moon? The alicorn bowed
Buddy
its head.
joined your channel.
Wait, gasp.
Oh, hi, I'm John.
The alicorn. Wait,
How long?
unless John Park would like to do the voice of Pinky Pine Mare Moon.
What
Pink Mare Pine is
what have
better.
I walked into?
Do you want to be Pink Mare Pine?
Me?
Gage?
I need the
Oh,
script
Gage.
first.
Gage joined.
Yes, I did.
It's
Oh my
Gage.
god. Gage, do you want to try to do
Oh
it?
my god!
Oh,
Yes, I shall join.
great. It's Gage.
Sorry, Johnny Gobendoy Dignung.
What Diggy
Try to
Nine? Where did
spell
Diggy
that
Nine
one.
come from?
I dare you to do it without using Chinese characters. I don't know. Do you want to keep trying to do that voice? Because I was imagining something a bit more pinky-ish, like higher and more crazy. Hello? Uh-oh. Has my connection cut out?
Connection lost.
This is what... This is
Right,
what
hopefully this
Craig
time it's
said.
gonna work. Okay,
how
people
he said this.
just joining in, or not joining in, but people confused, my connection cut out. I'm continuing the recording. Okay, good.
You know,
So,
you
Jimmy,
realize
Jimmy,
that none of the
Jimmy,
other
Jimmy.
tiny recordings that you made are going to get put into the final recording,
Yeah.
so you didn't really need to do that explanation.
well,
Yeah.
no, but they're still gonna be confused because we're suddenly, like, stopped doing
They were going
anything.
to be confused anyway, because we're confusing people. We don't make any sense.
Good
We're not
point.
doing
So,
any-
Yeah, we do.
Pine Mike Moon.
Did you say Pine
Pine-
Mike Moon? Okay, I guess
Yep.
it's Mike doing the voice now.
Oh. Well, does someone else want to?
I can do a Nightmare Moon voice, but I don't know if I can do a Pinky voice.
Just do a Nightmare Moon one!
Fine, be Nightmare
I
Moon.
will do that.
With more energy.
Alright. So, where
spoken
do we
a
start
kindly
again?
voice. Spoken a kindly voice.
Fools!
Here, I can, like, give you control F if you want me to.
Yes and no.
Or that too.
It replied.
Our personalities have become one. I am now both Nightmare Moon and Pinkamena Diane Pie. It feels kind of weird, actually.
So she's become GLaDOS, according to the voice.
Yeah.
I guess. That's the
Maybe
best I
already.
can do.
There's not enough energy behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this again.
I have,
Personalities have become one. Oh, is that better?
Not really. It's the same.
Ah, well,
Yes!
hold on
I
then.
know!
I can't do a woman's voice for shit, because my voice is
Who just did
Our
that yesterday?
personalities have become one! I am now both Nightmare Moon and Pinkamena Diane Pie. It feels kind of weird,
Got a
actually.
bit of Italian in
Well,
there.
there we go. That was fine. Get a little bit of Indian in there.
Yes,
I just gotta make some Indian. I don't even know how to do an Indian accent at all.
Wait, you mean to say that
Wait,
all this
maybe I
time?
can. 1 second. Who needs the quickie mart? No, I don't think I can.
That's
Oh,
alright.
yeah.
Think of Baljeet. She stammered. Piney, you were Nightmare Moon? The alicorn bowed its head.
I have not been entirely truthful with you, and for that I apologize. Yes, when I was defeated by the elements of harmony, my essence was separated from Luna's body, and I needed to find a new host. Unable to find anything living, I fused with the nearest thing available. It was then a case of finding a new host, which is why I was on my way to Ponyville when you found me.
John Park, quit making background sounds.
Hold on, wait. Wasn't, like, Nightmare Moon created, like, 6 weeks before this or something?
What?
Or, like...
You know what? You don't know the timeline, bro. How
You
do
don't
I
know
know
the
the
timeline.
timeline?
This happens in the year like 805,000. 12.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
This is on Earth. Fucking
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Like, you saw those tires in the ground on Hearts and Hooves Day.
Post-Adventure Time world. Mom.
Post-Adventure Time world.
Alrighty.
What's going on? Are you reading still?
Okay, I don't think so.
It
Yeah.
sounds, I think so.
Mom, I'm recording my voice right now.
Hi, Mike's mom.
Thanks, though.
Hello.
I guess I don't really need them for anything. Now there's a couple of empty, like, Rubbermaid bins sitting in my room.
Cool.
I'll take them.
Shut up.
I can imagine some uses for those.
Anyway, what are you going to do? Whimpered Trixie.
Oh, Trixie!
said the Pinky/Piney/Moon hybrid.
Relax! I could never hurt you! My desire to harm other ponies left me when I became one with Pinkie Pie! Now we are two minds in the same body. Perhaps I should take a friendlier form.
Her horn glowed and her body shrank back down as she turned back to Pinkie Pie. Oh, she turned back into Pinkie Pie, allowing her more exuberant personality to take the reins. The Earth Pony checked herself... What?
It's back to Pinkie Pie's you now for voice.
Oh, I guess so. The Earth Pony checked herself over, impressed by her new ability.
Ooh, nifty!
Trixie coughed, still not fully recovering from her sobbing fit. I am so confused!
Oh, it's simple, really,
said the fluffy-maned abomination against nature, waving her hoof.
Nightmare Moon and I are now the same pony!
What?
No, stop. She turned back into Pinkie Pie. Is the fluffy-maned abomination against nature supposed to describe the strange mixture between them, or is that just their words for Pinkie Pie?
Yes.
I guess so.
Her memories had become mine and vice versa. When she merged with Luna, they had to fight each other to see who took control. But with us, we're happy to take joint ownership. It's probably because our personalities are so similar.
Oh god, Pinkie Pie. Similar? What? She cried. One of you is the dark goddess of the night who sought to bring eternal damnation to Equestria. The other is a pink fluffy pony. How in the name of Starswirl's beard are you two similar?
Well,
said the pink pony,
we both like a good laugh.
Right, said Trixie, who was willing to accept anything by this point. Then she gasped and stepped forward. Wait, so you remember the time we spent together? You remember me telling you how much I love you? Is my little Piney still in there somewhere? How do you feel about me? The pink pony smiled and moved in close.
Only one way to find out,
she said, and leaned in for a kiss, one that held for a few minutes. Pinkie Piney Moon pulled away, then held Trixie in a long hug.
Wait, who's... I felt it too! You showed me so much kindness when I was just an itty-bitty pinecone that I couldn't help but fall for you. No one's ever cared for Nightmare Moon like that before, and the pinky part of me just can't help but be affected by it.
Trixie smiled happily, then discreetly reached her hoof into her mouth and pulled out a piece of pinecone that her kiss had dislodged in her lover's teeth. The pink pony smiled, then wiped Trixie's teeth.
Teeth?
Oh my god.
What?
Wiped Trixie's cheeks.
What?
Sorry, that was my bad.
Brushy.
Is this also is this like
the pink pony smiled and wiped Trixie's cheeks.
Dry your eyes. Piney's here,
she said, tapping her chest. Tapped her chest. Though her belly would have been more biologically accurate. Ooh.
1 second.
1 second.
My gay, Jill. Okay.
Why do we have to wait on you? Why are we waiting 1 second? What's up?
Nope. Let's see. Biologically accurate. Trixie made a noise that was somewhere between a chuckle and a sniff. A snuckle, as you will.
I was gonna say chiff.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like a chiff.
No, but snuckle sounds like Smuckers.
But chiff sounds like awesome.
Yo, get his Smuckers. Get his Smuckers swag. I don't know, but it sounds like something Lil B would say. I'm so happy, and this is so convenient. I don't know how a relationship between a pinecone and a pony would have worked.
Oh, I can think of a few ways,
she said brightly.
But I'm not going to say what they are because they're all totally inappropriate.
Trixie giggled and nuzzled against her. What are we going to call you from now on? It'll have to be something that reflects both sides of your personalities. She pondered.
How about Piney Pie?
No. We need something far more majestic than that. How about Pinkamuna?
That's perfect!
Oh god, no. The pink pony cried.
Pinkamuna? That's what I come back to? Is
You really have a way with words, Trixie.
Sorry we didn't hold on too long. We had to
right.
keep the flow going.
We didn't care.
The spice must flow.
Oh, my throat.
Now suddenly, spice.
Well, if there's one thing I excel in other than magic, it's making puns.
Hey, just like me, except minus the magic.
Yeah.
Pinkamuna struggled
like raping their mic.
John
JP.
Park, you came back, you were like, why'd you guys go on without me? And then suddenly you're making a
Okay.
No, that wasn't John Park. The
That
hell?
was Gage.
You're
Dude,
mistaking
are you
two
playing
different
with a
people.
slinky?
I think some of it was John.
No, Gage said you went all about me, and then...
What the hell's Jiminy, Jamie
Well, that's what Craig said when he was
Jimmy
trying to say
John.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy Zhao.
It was like Jimmy. That's what he said.
I blended like 3 syllables into one somehow for one of those words.
Oh, no, he did, but he did.
Anyway. Oh, dude, gingerbread house, sweet. Okay, John Park, you're resolved. He got himself some gingerbread house. So anyway, you'll get the ginger house. So right, it's making puns. Pinkamuna snuggled close to her, and they began walking back into Ponyville. Whoa, that was like 5 belches in a row. It was weird as fuck.
What?
Sorry, my stomach just went haywire.
Did you eat a pine cone?
Wow! I don't know how I'm going to explain this to my friends, but it's going to be a little tricky.
Why is it?
I'm trying to combine them.
Quasi-Mexican.
You don't need to. She's in her
I
Pinkie Pie
guess
form
it's just
at the
Pinkie
moment.
Pie.
Wow, I don't know how I'm going to explain this to my friends. It's going to be a little tricky.
It's all in the presentation, my love, said Trixie. You just need the right atmosphere and they'll be happy for you no matter what the news is. How best to go about it? I know! How about a party? Pinkamuna squealed and gave her a great and powerful hug.
You know what, Trixie? I think this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
I will bet you money that someone has made
That was a pretty good story.
a special ending for this story. Someone.
There's an alternate ending
I've seen
already at the
pictures.
bottom.
But yeah, that was a well written, funny, good fanfic. I
an
give it
alter-
2 thumbs up, Holmes. Yeah,
I assume it was.
I liked it.
I wasn't here.
Holmes. All right, Winsterton. Final thoughts. Unless my connection is cutting out yet again. Wow. That is bad. All right.
Connection lost.
Okay, there we go. We're recording again.
Wait,
Hey,
so now I'm
Hi.
supposed to say my final
just
thoughts?
as my freaking recording, as my internet cut out yet again, just as we ended the fic.
Yeah, so my final thought was it was really good. Very few spelling errors, very few grammar mistakes, very few typos. Well written, technically very good. The idea was nice, nicely executed, very amusing, very amusing.
And
And the Pinkie Pie twist was perfect. That's exactly what the story needed.
and
wait,
Jeremy
About Eat
Gibson.
Tiny.
Yeah, at the beginning of the story, she said that she wasn't in the mares, but Pinkie Pie's a mare, so I'm a bit confused.
Well, no,
here.
she just fell for Piney,
Yeah, she fell for Piney, and Piney was a female because it was Nightmare Moon, you know,
I guess.
Yeah.
female all the time.
Nightmare boy!
And we had a lot of fun reading tonight, and I hope you had a lot of fun listening to my reading. Please tune in for the next edition. Thank you. Have a good night, yeah.
What the hell?
Das
What if Stonka?
Vidania, eh? I don't know.
Thanks for listening.
This sucks.